when it comes to choosing a job or a career path, the process can be really overwhelming, and considering that we spend over 90,000 hours, or 1/3 of our waking lives, at work, it makes sense that this concept of life purpose can keep you up at night. Whether you just graduated college or you're a seasoned professional wanting to make a career pivot, I'm here to help, and you're not alone. Hello friends, I'm Ashleystahl, career coach, host of the U-Turn podcast, and best-selling author of the book also named U-Turn. Get unstuck, discover your direction, and design your dream career. As a career coach, I've heard from hundreds and hundreds of people who are unclear about what job is right for them. That's why I wrote my book, U-Turn, to help you answer this question. More often than not, many of us aren't job hunting because we outgrew our current job. We're job hunting because we hope to find the right next job, to finally scratch that itch and feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment in our work. The perfect balance of challenge and meaning. And of course, this can come with some analysis paralysis because we want to make the right decision. Not too much pressure, right? And even I've been there. I thought I knew what job I wanted. I worked so hard and I went to so much school and took so much debt on to get there. And once I did, I spent each day feeling like something was missing. I have never since felt the depression and the hopelessness that I felt during this time of my life. I felt so disconnected and I had no idea what career path I should take. But obviously, I found my way, and so can you, my friend. You don't need to be a part of the whopping 85% of people who are unhappy or disengaged in their jobs. You can be the exception. You want this and you don't have time to read my entire book to get the answer? At least here are some key questions to ask yourself. Number one, what am I good at? I'm a big believer that you should not just do what you love, but instead you should do what you are. All of us have a deep-rooted primary skill set, whether we recognize it as one of our core gifts and talents or not. In my book, I highlight 10 core skill sets, such as words, service, beauty, and innovation. You want to align that skill set with your job. And if you look closely, you can probably notice your core skills in the way you do your job now. Are you an aesthetic person, always trying to add beauty to your work deliverables? Are you service-driven, always trying to lend a helping hand to your coworkers? These could be your skill sets. Your skill set makes you you. You want to pay attention to what comes to you naturally. Often you'll start to notice people complimenting you for it. This is another clue pointing towards your primary skill set. I also have a free quiz at ashleystahl.com/clarity quiz dedicated to helping you unlock your core skill set. Question number two, what do people tell me I'm good at? It's hard to read the label when you are stuck inside the jar. A lot of our gifts seem so obvious to us that we don't even tend to notice them. And surprise, surprise, we tend to be our own worst critics. We might not see some of our skill sets the way some people around us do. That's why it's really important to think about and ask others what you're good at. In what areas have others praised you? This feedback, especially from colleagues you trust or people that you're closest to, it's gold. Ask them, when have you seen me at my best? Notice the skills you're using and who you're being in those answers they give you. The third question is, what do I know that I wish I didn't know? Has there been this voice in your head telling you that you're in the wrong place or that something's off? FYI, that's your intuition. And I often speak on stages all over the world and to corporations on and on about how important it is to pay attention to your intuition. Because your intuition is a physical feedback mechanism that you can often use to help you course correct onto what's good for you versus what's not so good for you. In a way, we know what we know and we choose all day long trying not to know it because it's inconvenient. Because knowing requires owning, and to own something is to claim something, is to change something. And to change something could mean you set your whole life on fire a little bit for a while. It's definitely not easy. And yet, have you ever felt that sinking feeling in your stomach? Have you ever felt butterflies of excitement? This is your body's intuition, a way of giving feedback to you, and it's our job to connect to it. In fact, your gut is called your second brain for a reason. It has 200 million neurons in it, which makes it the intelligence level of a dog's brain. I don't know about you, but my dog Jupiter is pretty smart. Maybe you've been ignoring that voice that's telling you you don't want to work in an office anymore or work in a certain industry. You don't get in life what you attract, you really get in life what you put up with. So when your intuition is telling you you're not in the right place and you choose not to listen to it, you're usually in a lot of stuckness. This block keeps you from stepping into that boldness it takes to truly pursue fulfillment and authenticity. Also, look at external things as well that is blocking you from what you want. It could be anything from a toxic relationship to other people's expectations. You need to get honest and course correct. That's the good news about life. You can always choose again. You can always start over. It's never too late, my friend. Know that. The fourth question is, what's holding me back? In addition to noticing what's true for you or what you're avoiding, it's key to look at your own limiting beliefs and understand where they came from. They can manifest as anything from anxiety to sadness to anger, or anything in between. Each of these feelings are aspects of us, and it's key to know which one is running the show for you in your career or in your life. Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it inspiration? Don't push these feelings away. Just recognize that they're here. And if you're feeling extra creative, grab a pen and give your primary feeling or driver in your career a voice. If you notice that fear is running you, write from the voice of fear without thinking too much about it. Ask yourself, what's the fear telling you? Picture it like a little troll talking to your ear and just write from its voice. By giving this aspect of you a voice, you're starting to see your own limiting beliefs. For the longest time, I operated out of the belief that I'm not capable. My fear told me that, and when I asked it why, it pointed out other failures I'd had in my life. And while I can tell it's trying to protect me from failing again, I dug deeply inside of myself to also notice all of my successes in life. Failure lives on the same block as success. Truly it does. Failure is often the cost of admission for you to get where you want to go. So if you feel stuck, like you don't know where you want to go, start with these questions. And if you need more help, check out my book, U-Turn. Get unstuck, discover your direction, design your dream career, which holds a roadmap of 11 steps to help you get more connected to yourself, who you are, and channel it into your career. And if you're not a bookworm like me, check out my show, the U-Turn Podcast, where I interview guests on topics like life purpose and mindset. You deserve to feel happy and fulfilled at work each and every day. And what's cool about life is that you can choose to create it. I would love to hear from you in the comments box. What are you taking away from this video? And in the meantime, I'll see you next week.